You're listening to Kizuki, the podcast. I'm Mae Yoshikawa, and I define the Japanese concept of Kizuki as the following. Kizuki 1. A moment of epiphany, an aha of realization or insight which opens the knower to a new dimension of truth that was formerly unknown. 2. Steps in an incremental growth of awareness, resulting in a movement from ignorance to greater awareness of the bigger picture. A kind of knowing that cannot be undone, that cannot be unrealized. As a longtime yoga and meditation practitioner, a world traveler, and curious self-explorer, I'm obsessed with Kizukis. Listen on each week for inspiring and enlightening stories that may just tip you over for your next aha. On this week's episode, The Price of Peace. Whew, my heart just feels rather shredded as I record this today. It's the final week of June 2025, and the United States, under President Trump, dropped bombs on Iranian nuclear facilities just days ago. I'm not usually one to comment on politics, and I'm not here to do that today. But I couldn't record this week's episode without touching on these world events. So if today's episode feels too heavy, please feel free to skip it. But for those who are ready, I invite you into this truth-telling space with me, because it's been a discovery process for me too. Disclaimer, I'm obviously not a politician, I'm not a historian or a geopolitical expert or a scholar of religion. The only thing I am is a seeker of truth. And lately, I've been learning things I never knew. The truth, pieces of the truth, and it's shaken me. It's crazy how divided the world is, how everyone seems to have an opinion they feel so strongly about, one they need to defend or speak out for. And yes, there are moments when action is needed. But how many of us are truly well-informed enough to form a level-headed opinion about something as complex as Middle Eastern politics? For example, did you know that in 1953, the United States and the UK orchestrated a CIA-backed coup that overthrew Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, because he wanted to nationalize Iran's oil? That's not something we often see in Western media or even learn about in schools. Not surprisingly, oil money and interests were behind the plan. The United States and UK removed him and reinstated the Shah, the king, and that was a move that many Iranians still see as the beginning of decades of manipulation and betrayal, because he was a democratically elected leader. What about respect for sovereignty? In the 80s, I was just a child. I have vague memories of seeing the Gulf War on the news on TV. To be honest, probably like many of you, I don't remember learning about the intricacies of all of this in school. And yet, this history is central to understanding why tensions persist today in the region. How can we talk about Iran being anti-American or a threat without acknowledging this background? There's been so much pain, so much destabilization in the name of oil, power, and control. I'm not touching upon all of this to stir controversy. I'm talking about it because I know you want peace just as much as I do. So maybe this is a larger conversation about what is peace? Because I believe that peace starts with truth, the whole truth, not compartmentalized truth that says, oh, let bygones be bygones about the parts that don't serve one's narrative. Just like people in the US are beginning to talk about reparations for slavery, maybe what we truly need is a similar reckoning globally. Okay, this is going to come way out of left field, but what if, just what if, the United States said, we're sorry. Please forgive us. Let us begin to make things right, even if it takes decades. That just might be the price of peace. Let each person and each nation have their sovereignty. Let them manage their own resources and have their democracy. Let's stop calling their resistance hostility or evil when it's rooted in real trauma from a history that they didn't choose. I think that's why I've just been so disturbed by all of this. It's just so heartbreaking to see people so angry, so divided. You've probably wondered, just like I have, why does it have to be this way? So instead of scrolling YouTube and watching the news and feeling powerless, I decided to come back to my center and do what I do best. Start with myself. So I asked myself, where in my life and with whom have I disrespected or disregarded someone else's sovereignty? And how can I make it right? When I sit with that, the first person who pops into my mind is my teenage son. He deserves more respect, more freedom, more love, in the form of money, yes, but also in the form of trust. And it's not because I need to make some grand reparations for some mistake, but just because he deserves it more and more each year, and I just need to keep catching up. More than anything, I want to be the one to show him that he deserves it. Maybe you could try the same. Take someone you disagree with, or someone you wish would apologize to you, and just take a silent moment to ask yourself, what could I apologize for? Deep in your heart, sit in that fire. Ask, what have I done or not done that needs repair in the name of true peace? Because it's never too late to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And maybe that's exactly what peace calls for, a healthy dose of humility. So, who do you need to call? Who do you need to write to? What do you need to reckon with in the truth of your own heart? Let's just all start there today.
Thank you for listening. Learn more about me and my Kizuki Journaling Mae Y method at my website, kizukijournaling.com. That's KIZUKIJOURNALING.com. Or find me on Instagram at MaeYoshikawa.